everybody, and welcome to my first video on how to prepare for your draft, for your fantasy baseball draft. Here I'll show you a couple sites that you should be using as resources, and in the comments if I missed a site, you can let me know what site that is, and I'll review it or check it out, or it'll help everybody in the community out. All these sites are completely free, and I don't pay for any site. I think that's bogus. And let's start. The first site that I have here is Baseball America. As we all know, if you play fantasy, most of it has to do with prospects. And we should know all the prospects, especially on our own team. So I'm a huge Cleveland Indian fan, so we have top 10 prospects for each team here. You should know the top prospect. You should know top 10 for your team unless you're a diehard fan, but knowing the top prospects is a huge advantage to picking late players in later rounds. So if you want to take a shot in the dark on a player like Byron Buxton, you should at least know his name and know who is behind him, so you can take him, which leads me to my next site, which is the Prospect Watch at MLB.com. I really enjoy this site because it pretty much gives you a scouting report on the player, and you can just go click on each player and it'll give you a scouting report, and it also ranks them. You can also rank by team. So like I said, I'm an Indians fan. You can also see the rankings by team, so that works out pretty good, by position, by draft, by top 200. But you should know these players, at least most of them, just because they will probably have an impact in 2015. Kris Bryant's a huge person you should know right now. Byron Buxton's a person that can go 30-30 in a given year, it seems like. And Kris Bryant's probably the best hitter in the whole minor leagues right now. So you should know these players just because they will come into effect next year. Just like Mike Trout was when he came up, and Ryan Braun. So it gives you a huge advantage to know these players. The next website we have is rosterresource.com. It was formerly MLB depthcharts.com, but I guess they got into they got sued by the MLB because it had MLB in the name, so they changed it to rosterresource.com. This is another good site if you want to know the depth charts, as it was called. So we have the Indians lineup here, and this isn't set in stone. I mean, Kipnis is batting 7th. He'll probably bat 2nd maybe. But if you want to know the starting 5 as well, we have it right here. We have Kluber, Carrasco, Bauer. And they also have minor leaguers that you should know, so that's very helpful. And if you see a minor leaguer that you should know, you should probably go to MLB.com, check the minor league scouting report, and that should help you out tremendously. They also have the estimated time of arrival for those minor leaguers. So we have mid 2018 for Francisco Mejia, and you can also check which player will probably make an impact. Like Lindor would be mid 2015, so you could probably have that in the back of your head next year or this upcoming season, and know that you should probably pick him up and take a flyer on him. The next site I have is Draft Help. It's almost the exact same as a roster resource. You can see the projected pitchers, the projected starting pitchers and the relief pitchers, their lineup and their bench players, and that's always good to know. You always want to know where a player's batting, because it could change his counting stats, and that'll drop him down the draft a little bit, at least in your rankings. Here we have some of the main sites. We have ESPN.com, which I hardly ever use, but it's fun. It has some good editorials and other stuff like that. I don't really use it for much fantasy. I don't even really. I use Yahoo as the hosting site, so I don't really use ESPN. But it's fun to come. They have top 250 players, and you can take some of that and put it in your rankings and fix it up a little bit. But it's a good place to start. I mean, if you're not a die-hard fantasy player, it's definitely a good place to come because everything's user friendly and it's not that difficult to locate. You can also go to Yahoo, but it's pretty much the same thing. It's either or. We have ThomasGeorge.com. It's just fantasy player news. This helps. It should be an everyday thing. If you want to get really into fantasy and have a leg up, you should probably be checking out some of these next sites, probably daily when the season starts, just because you'll know when a player is injured day to day and if you should play him or not. You should also that also depends on your league. I mean, you could have a weekly league and whatnot and be screwed if a player gets out first day, but you should also be checking these out because they'll tell you when a player comes out. When a player is brought up to the majors from the minors. And Twitter's actually really good, another real good platform to use for news, since it's pretty much from the beat writers to the public. But I'll get into that a little later. This is RotoWire. RotoWire is another site which it's pretty much updates and baseball news. They have Kyle Jensen there, a Dodgers AAA player, and it's pretty much the same as Thomas George. And this is probably the one I use the most. RotoWorld, it's my favorite. I like coming to the front page and just checking out what the news is, once a day when the season starts. Helps out a lot. If you really want to go in depth with numbers and whatnot and become a baseball nerd, you should probably be hitting up Fangraphs. Fangraphs is great. It uses things like BABIP, which is a batting average on balls in play, ISO, isolated power, K percentage, and walk percentage. So if we have these numbers, we can see if a player is having a breakout year or if regression will occur. So if a player has a high BABIP relative to his career numbers, we probably might want to sell high on that player. If his K percentage went down and his walk percentage is up, you probably want to keep that player or buy that player because he's actually done something different at the plate. So you can use this site. They have editorials here that break down the trades and the prospects and whatnot. So you want to use this site if you ever have a question on whether a player is doing too good or if he's going to keep it up. You should probably be heading on this site and checking it all out and reading up on this. The next two sites are forums. So we have Reddit. It's pretty much what I was talking about, Twitter. They like to use a lot of Twitter. The reason I don't use Reddit, at least the fantasy baseball site, is because everything is jumbled up. So we have this news, Padres working to trade. We have a news site right here and a news source. And then we have people talking about their rankings, and it's kind of a little bit too jumbled up. So it doesn't really help. As you can see, there's a person asking about a Jock Peterson dynasty deal. So I kind of want my news to be on the front page, and if I want to do something else, go click on some other thing. Which is why I like this is my favorite site to use. This is the RotoWorld forums. So I showed you guys the RotoWorld main page, but if you go click on here on forums, they have the fantasy football, which I use as well, basketball and baseball. You can click on fantasy baseball and it'll take you to this site, and this is all fantasy baseball talk, so it's all about the upcoming season. You can go check other seasons, but they're all threads for a specific player, a specific club. They have mock drafts set up. So if we click on the New York Yankees, people are discussing the trade that just went through, Prado for Phelps, and they don't just about that. I did get cut off. As I was saying, they don't just discuss the trades. So if we go back one page, you can see them discussing just how they've been doing this off season. And that's something. It's just knowledge. It's just the more knowledge you have about something, the better you will be at it. Or people discussing what they see them as a team. They're just, our Paracone thinks they're an 82 and 85 win team. They lost out on McCarthy and whatnot. And this is probably the best site just because the difference between this and Reddit is that everything is layered well. So not only do you have the baseball talk with where you can just talk about all baseball related activity, but you have the bench cope help forums. So this is just people talking about trades. So if you want to, discuss a trade that you've been offered, you can come to this part of the site of the forums and ask the community and let them know what they think about a trade. So it's not just all clustered up into one as Reddit is. They also have a minor league forum, and here everyone just talks about minor leaguers. So that's another part. It's not just all jumbled up. There's specific sections to the forum where whatever you want to, accomplish, you can do. So if you want to set up your rankings, you can go to the community baseball rankings and let people know these are your rankings and what they think about it, and spitball on your rankings. What do they think about it, and what their rankings are as well. But mainly what I use it for is the fantasy baseball talk. It's pretty much up to date. Everyone here conglomerates and uses Twitter and updates each other on what's going on in the world of baseball, specifically for fantasy reasons more than just baseball reasons. Everyone here wants to know who the next Mike Trout is, and this is the site that you might want to use. If you want to use one site out of all the sites I've showed you, you should probably just use the RotoWorld forums. They pretty much will show you all the other sites in this one specific forum, and that'll itself give you a leg up on next year if you want to beat your friends or take fantasy just a bit more serious, and if you play for money. Well, that's it for this video. Next video I'll show people how to set up rankings and talk a little bit about auction drafts. So have some help with the auction drafts and how to set up your own rankings, since that is probably one of the funner things to do on the off season. I'll show people how to set up my rankings and how I prepare for drafts. As always, leave your comments, criticisms and whatnot in the comment section below. What was I gonna say? So I forgot. Oh yeah, subscribe if you like the video and the help, and I will be making more videos throughout the year. I'll be making a lot of mock draft videos as well once everything opens up and we know where everyone's going, and I will have sleepers and everything else for people as well. Have a good day, and thanks for watching my first video. Hopefully it all gets better from here.